Princess Olga grew up free to roam a 13th century English country estate, so an invitation to the lush hills of KZN was music to her ears. She was here to spread word about her book and as guest of honor at the relaunch of this lodge.
I've just touched down at Carcliffe Safari Villas in gorgeous Pietermaritzburg. I mean, how lush and green is this place? I'm here to meet a very special guest, Her Highness Princess Olga Romanov. And you know what? It's not every day that you get to roll with royalty, but this is definitely going onto your bucket list.
The Carcliffe surrounds were an inspiration to the princess. Her memoirs are in part to fund renovations of her family home at Provender House in Kent. Lorna met a no-nonsense royal who does not stand on ceremony.
Her Highness Princess Olga Romanov, welcome to Top Billing.
Thank you very much, and it's certainly an honor to be here.
Let's talk about your amazing heritage. Your late father, Prince Andrei Alexandrovich, fled Russia during a very turbulent time. Where did he go and why?
My grandmother, great-grandmother, my father and some of his siblings were all under house arrest in the Crimea in various palaces in Yalta. And then eventually King George V sends HMS Marlborough to pick them up, and then they went straight to Paris and then to England.
Can you kindly tell us about the various spellings of your surname?
My father, after the revolution, and my grandmother, when they came to Britain, they changed the name from OV to OFF because apparently there were lots of Romanovs in Russia, and they thought that would take them off Stalin's hit list. But of course, I mean, most people knew that they were still the same family.
Yeah. Did the people you were growing up with, so your peers and your friends, did they know that you were royalty?
The people I grew up with just took no notice. They treated me just like they treated each other, and I didn't know any different because children don't.
Can you speak any Russian?
Only 3 words. Because my father, although he spoke Russian to his first 3 children, who were already in their 30s when I was born, he never spoke Russian to me.
Can you do a good Russian accent at least?
No, not even that. I'm appalling with accent. I did years and years of French and not a word came out.
Parle un petit peu français?
No, I can say that, no.
Do you ever feel any pressure to live up to people's expectations?
No, never.
I love that.
I just do what I want to do.
Am I allowed to high five you? That was so cool. I really, really like that.
I never bothered by that sort of thing.
You're, of course, in South Africa to launch your amazing book, A Wild and Barefoot Romanov. What was it like writing the book for the first time? I mean, you're a first-time author. Was it a bit daunting at all?
Well, no, not really, because you're just talking about yourself. I mean, it's childhood and all the memories of childhood, so it was actually quite easy because it's just your own story.
Any highlights of the book that you absolutely love and you want people to take from?
That I'm totally wacky and rather normal, but strange, I think.
Princess Olga calls herself a wild and barefoot Romanov and loved the game drive experience. A mother of 3 and a grandmother, she's visited Cape Town for the wedding of her son, but this was new territory.
What do you think stands out for you about South Africa that you have come to love in the few days you've been here?
Well, Natal, I suspect, is rather unusual because it's so green, so lush, and it's so like Scotland, only lusher and greener and so beautiful. And everyone's been so charming to us. Yeah. And it's just so relaxing.
The young Olga was educated at home by governesses, but like most children, preferred to be outside. To avoid homework, she'd saddle up her pony and ride out on the family estate. But she is a princess, and that's who Khomotso Ndungane was preparing for.
What was the inspiration for this particular venue?
We are really hosting a princess today, so we had to come up with something that is of international standards. We've got the ochres, the gold is always so royal and prestigious. So we've made use of certain elements that just brings about that royalty and luxury into Carcliffe Safari Villas.
Having rock keyboardist Neil Breitenbach of Prime Circle on piano fit the maverick style of the princess. Once seen as a potential bride for Prince Charles, she decided for herself who'd be on her dance card. The dinner party guests found her a revelation.
Sashi, Ryan, so you both get to travel around the world all the time. How close have you been to royalty?
I think this is probably the closest, but I've always had a fascination with the Russian dynasty.
And have you met the princess yet, and what do you think?
She is wonderful. We have met her. She's so down to earth, humble, beautiful lady.
Yeah.
I was going to say exactly the same. Again, not what you're expecting. So down to earth, approachable, super fun.
It's been an absolutely amazing evening of just fine dining, beautiful company, great music. What has it been like for you?
It has been, I guess, very, very, very informative. Just in the way that my understanding of humility, just being around the presence of royalty and just the level of humility that Princess Olga has. It's just such a great quality to possess as a human, and it's great to learn something like that.
The fact that we're in the same atmosphere with such a powerful woman, Olga, it's such a dream come true to be surrounded by power, because that's, as a girl you always dream of that. Yeah. One day I want to
be a princess. And now we're around one and having a dinner with the princess in Pietermaritzburg in South Africa.
Hallelujah. Thank you.
Is it safe to say you'll come back to South Africa and this has become perhaps maybe a third, fourth, but at least in the top 10?
Definitely. I absolutely love it, and I can't wait to come back next year.
Her life stories are so fascinating that her book was being read before the evening was done. Friends were made, and all look forward to her return.
Order now your copy of the Romanov Royal Martyrs, What Silence Could Not Conceal, which is an impressive 512-page book featuring nearly 200 black and white photographs and a 56-page photo insert of more than 80 high-quality colorized images, appearing here in print for the first time.